Literally, like, pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as
Yeah.
Sophie Cunningham just dropped a truth bomb that sent the internet into absolute chaos. She straight up called Caitlin Clark the undisputed face of the WNBA. Now social media is in full meltdown mode, like it's All-Star Weekend flipped upside down. Is this a genuine olive branch? A subtle jab? Or did Sophie just go rogue and speak Angel Reese's worst nightmare into existence? Either way, Fever fans are celebrating like it's Game 7, and the rest of the league looks like it just hit the panic button. Let's break down the madness, the message, and why this twist changes everything.
One of your teammates, arguably one of the biggest stars the WNBA's ever
Who's that?
had. Her name rhymes with Schmatlin.
Kirtland?
Yeah. What has that been like, seeing her not only kind of transform the league, but also just be like,
No,
is that fair to say?
not even just the league, but like
The
women's
sport.
basketball as a whole around the world. No, I think it's awesome. I think it's so funny because she's like 22, 23 years old and the whole world is watching her.
Yeah.
Like it is a cult following. I'm not kidding.
No.
In one bold moment, Sophie Cunningham went from gritty enforcer to unapologetic truth teller, dropping a take so explosive it likely shook every marketing department from New York to Seattle. Caitlin Clark is the face of the WNBA. Period. End of story. That's the tweet. Meanwhile, in some quiet corporate boardroom, a dozen executives probably froze mid-sip of their LaCroix, eyes wide, realizing Sophie just said what they've all been too hesitant, or too late, to admit. No PR filter. No polished spin. Just raw, unfiltered truth served piping hot.
Finally, someone who gets it. Finally, someone in the WNBA who understands this thing called business. I know this is a foreign concept. I know this is difficult for WNBA players to understand. I know they feel like they're entitled to be overpaid. I know they feel like they are owed a paycheck. But the WNBA does not exist to lift you out of poverty. David Stern did not create the WNBA to give women opportunity.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Let's be real, it's not even a hot take. It's just the truth. But in a league where stating the obvious feels riskier than a flagrant foul, Sophie Cunningham's truth bomb hit like a thunderclap of common sense. While everyone else dances around the Caitlin Clark phenomenon like it's radioactive, Sophie cut straight through the noise with a megaphone of clarity. No spin. No sugarcoating. Just cold, undeniable facts. In a world full of PR gymnastics and passive-aggressive shade, her words landed like a full-volume mic drop. Finally, someone in the W said what we've all been thinking, loud and unfiltered.
I mean, she had like A-list celebs in Iowa City, Iowa
Dude,
to watch Iowa games.
Exactly, in Iowa.
Travis Scott went. My brother went to Iowa, so go Hawks.
I mean, we're from Missouri, so I think we can.
Yeah.
I mean, I got in trouble for talking
You
smack on Detroit, Cincinnati, or was it Cleveland? It was Cleveland.
And then you try to make it up by talking about you said you liked Boston.
I loved Boston. I really do like Boston. I was just saying, if you're gonna like expand our league, then like go put it in Nashville. You know how much fun people would have in Nashville, and then like Miami. You're next to the beach. Like people are gonna be excited to go there. I'm not saying that people from Detroit or Cleveland are bad people. People literally took it like that. I'm like, you guys are being freaking drama.
That's the internet, though.
Let's take a moment to appreciate the plot twist here. It wasn't a coach, a reporter, or some social media talking head who finally said it. It was Sophie freaking Cunningham, the WNBA's wild card blend of grit and goofball. Tough as nails on the court, cracking jokes off it, and somehow the only player untouched by the jealousy virus that's been sweeping through locker rooms like it's allergy season. Leave it to Sophie to shatter the silence with brutal honesty and absolutely no filter.
I know that's how it was sold to the media, but that's just not how capitalism works. The WNBA was created for one reason and one reason only: make money, which is something this unmonetizable turd has failed to achieve in the last 30 years. To make matters worse, when they finally had the opportunity to turn a profit, when they finally had the opportunity to shift from pesos to dollars, when they stumble upon the golden goose, the cash cow, instead of milking the money out of the cash cow, jealous WNBA players, they try to...
While everyone else has been busy performing interpretive dance routines around whether or not to acknowledge Caitlin Clark's impact, Sophie Cunningham just grabbed the mic, stared the league dead in the eye, and said what anyone with working vision has known for months. And she did it with that calm, effortless confidence that says, I don't need to throw shade to shine. A rare talent these days. Because let's be honest, Caitlin Clark didn't just enter the WNBA. She crashed into it like a meteor. She's got the fan base, the TV ratings, the merch sales, the highlight reels, the sold-out arenas, and the kind of cultural buzz women's basketball hasn't seen since Lisa Leslie dunked and made the entire world do a double take. No cryptic posts, no coded shade, just straight-up truth, served hot. And for a second, the air felt clearer, the tension lighter, and the league, maybe, just maybe, felt like a place where good things could actually grow. Because if there's one thing fans are craving more than step-back threes and ankle-breaking crossovers, it's authenticity. And Sophie just served it up like a pro, with no filter and no fear.
I think it's also ironic that, well, Caitlin Clark plays for the Indiana Fever.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if a lot of people would consider Indiana to be the biggest. But, I mean, it is now.
It is.
Wouldn't you say?
Because of her.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. But, we love the Midwest. We love where we're from.
What's playing with Caitlin been like for you? Or, like, what's something that her as a teammate, like, not something that's, like, on ESPN, but...
Dude, she's just goofy.
Yeah.
Like, she's goofy. And, like, I think that's everyone expects her to be a certain way, and she is on the court. Mm-hmm. But, like, she's low-key a kid. Like, she's 23 years old. Yeah. Like, she's like...
Let's not forget, this is the same Sophie who goes all in on every possession. The one who'll launch herself into the scorer's table like it owes her money, then crack a joke a minute later like nothing happened. She's the kind of player who'll throw an elbow for a rebound and then invite you out for tacos after the final buzzer. That kind of honesty? It's magnetic. It's why she's suddenly become one of the most recognizable names in women's sports, because she's real, and real is rare. So when Sophie spoke up, it wasn't just another hot take floating in a sea of lukewarm opinions. It hit different. It mattered. Because it came from someone who actually lives this league, who knows the grind, who's not clout chasing or reciting a PR-approved script. She's in the trenches, and still had the guts to say what everyone else wouldn't. Sophie's words were a much-needed reality check. A reminder that lifting one player up doesn't mean tearing another down. This isn't the Hunger Games, it's basketball. And there's more than enough room in the spotlight. Right now, Caitlin's just happens to be the brightest one in the building.
Sophie, if they didn't like you then, they sure aren't going to like you now. Sophie Cunningham has been making waves with the new podcast that she is now featured in, courtesy of The Volume. Sophie Cunningham letting it all out and not holding back one bit. She calls out the old guard. She calls out the people out there who refuse to say Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. People who would rather say this person and that person. What about her? What about her? No. There is only one face of the WNBA. There's only one person that has casuals sitting down in front of a TV, glued to their sofa, watching the WNBA.
Shout out to Sophie Cunningham, aka the Pink Power Ranger, and Wes Wilson. They have a podcast called Show Me Something that they just launched. And yeah, I'm tuned in. So look, what we all been witnessing right before our eyes about our precious CC, my precious CC, Caitlin Clark. For the ones who didn't know. So basically, she was saying that when they was preparing, when she was on the other team before she came to the Indiana Fever, we talking about Sophie.
Sophie Cunningham also talks about how teams target being rough with Caitlin Clark. We gotta toughen her up. We gotta rough her up a little bit. We gotta really show her what it's like over here in the WNBA. And Sophie Cunningham says there's how we treat rookies, and then we had to add a little something extra for Caitlin Clark. She also talks about defending Caitlin Clark in that viral Connecticut Sun game and what the locker room chatter was between her and Caitlin Clark after that game.
Sophie Cunningham milking
this Caitlin Clark friendship like a cow. She was on somebody's podcast and said, when people try to argue she's not the face of the league, you're dumb as shit. Now, mind you, face of the league and most popular are two different things. I don't think she's the face of the league, but I think she's the most popular.
Sophie Cunningham said it perfectly. She didn't pull no punches about it. And I guarantee you, it's going to be some people out there that's going to try to take it as disrespect. Oh, she dissing Caitlin. She saying we don't need her. Like, nope, that ain't what she said. All she said was, if Caitlin's on the court, that is great. We know how to play with her.
And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough. So when Caitlin Clark last week, or not last week, a couple days ago, when Caitlin Clark got destroyed, her girl Sophie came to her defense, and this was the most beast mode thing that I've seen a woman do in WNBA. A little bit of LeBron James-esque type behavior. LeBron James literally flops every time somebody touch him. And I think that Caitlin Clark flopped a little bit. I'm just saying, she kind of drastic. You know, my eyeball. And then they hit her, she fly across the... I don't think that girl that's number 3 ain't that